Life is full of challenges, moments that test our strength, and people who shape our journey. But let me tell you something important. Not everyone you meet is meant to walk with you forever. And that's okay. What's not okay is giving someone the power to break you and then handing them the tools to do it again. If someone has broken you, crushed your spirit, or taken you for granted, it's a sign not to go back but to grow. Growth doesn't happen by revisiting the same pain. It happens when you rise above it. You don't need their validation to be whole. You don't need their apology to move forward. What you need is to look in the mirror and remind yourself of your worth. Imagine this: you're holding a glass vase, it slips from your hands and shatters on the floor. You can try to piece it back together, but it will never be the same. The cracks will remain. Some parts will be sharp, others missing altogether. That's what happens when someone breaks your trust, your heart, or your spirit. Why would you hand them the vase again? Going back to someone who broke you is like trying to rewrite a book that was already finished, except the ending will always be the same. It's not about holding grudges, it's about setting boundaries. It's about choosing yourself, your peace, and your future over the familiar comfort of broken promises. You are not defined by the pain someone inflicted on you. You are defined by how you choose to heal, to rise, and to reclaim your life. The moment you decide to move forward without looking back, you're already winning. Because every step you take away from what hurt you is a step closer to the life you deserve. So let today be the day you close the chapter on anyone who didn't value you. Don't wait for the closure they'll never give you. Don't wait for them to realize your worth. You already know it. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and remind yourself the future is calling, and it's way too beautiful to be haunted by the past. You've got this. Keep walking forward. Don't look back. Never look back. Life has a way of introducing people into our journey, some to teach us, some to support us, and some to challenge us. But not everyone is meant to stay, and that's one of the hardest truths we have to embrace. When someone comes into your life and then hurts you, it's easy to cling to the idea of what could have been, to hold on to the memories of better times. But here's the reality: not everyone has the capacity to honor your worth, and that doesn't diminish you, it defines them. You have to recognize that life is like a river, always flowing forward. If someone was part of your past, it's because their role in your story has already been written. Trying to force them into the next chapter only disrupts the natural flow of your growth. It's like trying to row against the current. You'll exhaust yourself and get nowhere. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions, and that's okay. Their purpose was to show you something maybe about love, resilience, or your own boundaries. But once the lesson is learned, it's up to you to let them go, to move forward without carrying the weight of what they did or didn't do for you. This isn't about bitterness or regret. It's about clarity. It's about realizing that your story doesn't end with the people who walked away or those who hurt you. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are the ones where you choose yourself, your peace, and your future. Don't fight for a place in someone else's life when you were made to shine in your own. Remember, the river life only flows one way, dash forward dot. When someone breaks you, it can feel like they've taken a piece of you, your trust, your confidence, maybe even your sense of self-worth. But here's the truth: the power they have over you is only the power you allow them to keep. Every time you go back, every time you try to fix what they shattered, you're handing them the tools to hurt you again. Why would you do that? You don't owe anyone a second chance to harm you. You owe yourself the chance to heal and rebuild. Imagine this: your life is a castle, strong and resilient. When someone damages it, you don't invite them back inside to break down the walls again. You reinforce it, you strengthen it, and you make sure only those who deserve to be there are allowed through the gates. Giving someone who broke you access again isn't forgiveness, it's self-sabotage. Forgiveness is freeing yourself, not giving them permission to repeat the damage. You are not a victim of their actions unless you choose to stay in that role. They might have knocked you down, but getting back up isn't about proving anything to them. It's about proving everything to yourself. Take back the power they tried to strip from you. Don't wait for them to recognize their mistake. Instead, recognize your own worth. Every time you say no to going back, you're saying yes to yourself. You're declaring that you're stronger than the pain they caused, that you deserve more than the cycle of hurt. You're reclaiming your life and rewriting the narrative. Don't give them the pen. Write your story with boldness, with courage, and with the unshakable belief that you are more than what they tried to take from you. Healing is not about returning to what hurt you. It's about transforming the pain into power, turning the wounds into wisdom, and moving forward with a strength you never knew you had. Growth doesn't come from staying stuck in a cycle of hurt. It comes from breaking free, stepping outside of what's comfortable, and choosing something better for yourself. When someone has broken you, going back isn't healing, it's reopening the wound. It's like touching a scar that's just beginning to heal, hoping it feels different this time, but it won't. The same actions, the same dynamics, and the same choices will lead to the same outcome. And that's not growth. That's staying trapped in a loop that keeps you from becoming who you're meant to be. Think about it this way: a caterpillar doesn't stay in the cocoon after it's ready to fly. It doesn't look back, wondering if it can somehow return to the safety of what it once knew. It spreads its wings and embraces the freedom that comes with transformation. You're the same. The pain you've experienced isn't a prison, it's the cocoon. It's the place where you learn, where you grow, and where you prepare to fly. Moving forward doesn't mean you forget the past. It means you honor the lessons it taught you while refusing to let it define you. The person who broke you was a part of your story, but they don't get to write the next chapter. That's your job. And in that chapter, you're not someone who goes back to old pain. You're someone who rises stronger and more unshakable than ever. Growth demands change, and change means stepping into the unknown. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it takes courage. But it's also the only way to discover the life you truly deserve. So let the pain shape you, but never let it cage you. The path forward is where healing lives, and it's where you'll find the best version of yourself. You don't need anyone's validation to know your worth. You were whole before they came into your life, and you're still whole without their approval, their apologies, or their recognition of the harm they caused. Too often we fall into the trap of waiting for someone to acknowledge their mistakes, to say they're sorry, to finally see what they lost. But let me tell you something: you don't need their words to set you free. You have the power to free yourself. When you tie your healing to someone else's actions, you hand them control over your life. You're saying, I can't move forward until you decide I deserve to. That's a lie. You deserve to move forward now, right now. Not when they apologize, not when they understand, and not when they regret. Your life is too precious to be on hold for someone who didn't value it in the first place. Validation doesn't come from them, it comes from you. It comes from looking at yourself and saying, I am enough. I've always been enough, and their inability to see that doesn't make it any less true. Your worth is not a negotiation. It's not something someone else gets to determine. It's a fact, a truth, and it's yours to own. And forgiveness, that's for you, not them. It's not about letting them off the hook. It's about letting go of the weight you're carrying. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of their actions so you can move forward lighter, freer, and more focused on the incredible future ahead of you. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's saying, you no longer have power over me. I take back my life, my happiness, and my peace. Stop waiting for them to fix what they broke. Start realizing that you don't need them to. You have everything you need to rebuild within you. And when you do, you'll see that you were never broken. You were just waiting to rise up. When someone breaks you, it's like a mirror shattering into pieces. You can try to pick up those fragments and put them back together, but no matter how carefully you do it, the cracks will still show. The reflection won't be the same. And every time you touch those edges, you risk cutting yourself again. That's what happens when you go back to someone who hurt you. You're trying to repair something that can't and shouldn't be mended. Setting boundaries is not about being harsh or unforgiving. It's about self-respect. It's about saying, I've learned from this experience and I refuse to let history repeat itself. Boundaries aren't walls to keep others out. They're gates that protect your peace and your heart. They remind you and everyone around you that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable. Don't confuse boundaries with weakness. Boundaries are strength. They are your declaration that you know your worth and will not compromise it for anyone. It's not about hatred or resentment. It's about choosing yourself over the pain. You can forgive someone and still keep them at a distance. Forgiveness doesn't mean giving them access to hurt you again. When you set a boundary, you take control. You shift the power dynamic. The person who once had the ability to hurt you no longer holds that privilege. And here's the truth: boundaries don't push away the right people. They only keep out those who don't deserve to be in your life. The people who truly care for you will respect your limits. Those who don't are the ones you're better off without. So stop trying to rebuild what's broken. Focus on building something new, something stronger, healthier, and worthy of the person you are becoming. Boundaries aren't the end of a story, they're the beginning of a better one. One where you are no longer a victim of someone else's choices, but the architect of your own life. Stand firm. Draw the line. Choose peace over pain every single time that you are not defined by what someone did to you. You are not the pain they caused, the trust they broke, or the pieces they left behind. What defines you is what you do next. It's how you choose to rise, how you reclaim your power, and how you turn the page to write a new story. When someone breaks you, it can feel like they've stolen a part of your identity, but here's the truth: they can't take anything from you that you don't let them keep. You have the power to take it all back, to rebuild yourself stronger and more resilient than ever. You are not their actions, you are your response. And every step you take away from that pain is a step toward rediscovering the incredible person you've always been. The world will try to tell you that being broken means you're weak, but the opposite is true. The fact that you're still here, still standing, still pushing forward, that's strength. That's courage. Every crack in your heart, every scar in your soul is proof that you've survived what was meant to break you. And if you can survive that, there's nothing you can't overcome. So redefine yourself. Don't let someone else's actions write your story. You are not a victim, you are a warrior. You've been through the fire, and now it's time to rise from the ashes. It's time to take what you've learned and use it as fuel to become the best version of yourself. This is your life. You get to decide how it unfolds. You are not the sum of someone else's mistakes. You are the result of your own strength, resilience, and determination. So stand tall. Let the world see not what was done to you, but what you've become because of it. This is your story, and you're just getting started. The past is a powerful teacher, but it's not where you're meant to live. Every time you look back, every time you revisit the pain of the person who caused it, you're robbing yourself of the future you deserve. Your life is ahead of you, not behind you. What's done is done. You can't change it, you can't rewrite it, but you can choose what comes next. The past only has power over you if you let it. Imagine driving a car. You have a massive windshield in front of you and a small rearview mirror. Why? Because what's in front of you matters far more than what's behind you. Sure, glance back every now and then to learn from what you've been through, but keep your eyes focused on the road ahead. That's where the opportunities are. That's where your future is waiting. Going back to someone who broke you is like trying to revisit a storm you've already survived. You've made it through the thunder, the rain, and the chaos. Why would you step back into it? That storm was meant to teach you, to strengthen you, and to show you what you're capable of enduring. But it was never meant to define you. The future is where your healing happens. It's where new doors open, where new relationships flourish, where the best version of yourself emerges. But you can't step into that future if you're constantly looking back at what hurt you. Every moment you spend dwelling on the past is a moment stolen from the life you're building. So let go, release the grip you have on what could have been, what should have been, and what wasn't. The past is gone, it's over. But the future is unlimited. It's full of possibility, joy, and potential. Turn your focus forward. Walk boldly into what's next. The best is yet to come. And it's waiting for you to claim it. You are the most important person in your life. And when you make the choice to prioritize yourself, you are making a declaration to the universe that you are worthy of respect, love, and peace. Far too often we put others first, sacrificing our own needs, our own happiness, and our own well-being for people who have proven they don't value us. But here's the secret: you can't pour from an empty cup. If you keep giving pieces of yourself to someone who broke you, you will deplete the very essence of who you are. And when that happens, there's nothing left for you. Self-love is not a selfish act, it's a survival skill. It's the foundation from which everything else grows. When you love yourself enough to walk away from what harms you, you are telling the world that you will no longer accept anything less than what you deserve. You are telling yourself that you are worthy of love that nurtures, respect that uplifts, and peace that heals. By choosing yourself, you break the chains that held you to the past, to the hurt, to the pain. You rise above it. It's not about the other person, it's about you, your happiness, and your future. You are not defined by their actions, their mistakes, or their inability to appreciate you. You are defined by your ability to rise, to grow, and to thrive no matter what you've been through. And when you choose self-love, you also create space for better things to enter your life. You begin to attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your worth. You stop settling for crumbs when you know you deserve a full, rich feast. So never again settle for less than you deserve. Never again go back to someone who broke you. Choose yourself fiercely and unapologetically. Be the person who loves, honors, and protects your own peace. Because when you love yourself with the depth and power you deserve, everything else falls into place. And that's when your true power is unleashed. You are worthy of all the greatness that's coming your way. Never forget that, Dot. Listen to me right now. You are so much more than the pain someone else caused. You are stronger than you think, more resilient than you've been given credit for, and more capable of greatness than you've ever realized. The moment you stop looking back and start moving forward with purpose, your life will begin to transform. You will see the power of your choices, the power of your ability to rise above the past, and the power of your commitment to yourself. The journey ahead will not always be easy, but with every step you take away from those who broke you, you are moving closer to the life you deserve, a life filled with peace, joy, and the kind of love that nurtures you, not drains you. Remember, there's no growth in going back to what hurt you. The best version of your life, the most fulfilling and powerful version of you, is waiting ahead. So choose that. Choose yourself. Choose to rise. And know that with each choice, you are creating a future that will make your past feel like nothing more than a stepping stone to the greatness you are destined to achieve. Never go back. Keep moving forward. Your future is waiting.